Welcome to Guide Yoga, my friends. Today's vinyasa flow will be focused on finding fluidity in our body, improving spine mobility. We'll be doing lots of waves and we'll be moving through lots of vinyasas. So remember that at any time you can modify. If you're not able to do your chaturangas, lower down to your knees. And you can always skip your vinyasa and rest in child's pose and wait until we start moving again. So just be careful with the wrists, with the shoulders. Don't follow the ego, listen to your body. We'll begin the practice in our child's pose, just to take a moment to tune in and observe how we feel here. You can bring the forehead to the floor or to the forearms or to the palms and feel the pressure in the area between your third eyes, and you can gently pull on the skin and direct it towards the hairline. And maybe you will feel some relaxation in the skull, especially if you have a headache, the back body. You can keep your toes curled if you wish. Begin connecting to your breath, connecting to the sensations in the body, observing if some of the areas need special attention today. Maybe you need to be a little more gentle to those areas. Observing your breath, observing the inhales and exhales, observing the ribs expanding as you inhale and soften as you exhale. And when you're ready, press the palms into the mat. If they're not stacked one on top of the other, stack them one on top of the other. Push the palms into the mat and extending your arms. Draw the pubic bone towards the ribs around your lower back, middle back, upper back. Tuck in the chin and stretch the back line. And you can roll the biceps out and observe how it feels. And now press your left palm into the mat and begin sending your right elbow to the back of the room, rotating the chest to the right and extend your right arm back. Observe how it feels. And now press the left palm into the mat, lift off, reach your right palm back to the floor or the block, stretch through the front line of the body. Maybe you can lift only halfway, maybe you can lift a little more, and that's fine. Draw the pubic bone, direct the pubic bone towards the ribs, your glutes are gently engaging, and you send the hips forward. And exhaling, lowering down, returning, you can circle the left arm to the right and to the front, and now stack the palms, bring the left palm on top of the right, push the floor away from you around, and you can send the chest to the front, lift the sternum up, send the sit bones back, find your arch, and exhale, round. Inhale, lift, exhale, round. Return to neutral, press the right palm into the mat and begin sending your left elbow back. Rotate the chest to the left and now extend the left arm back and observe how it feels. And now slowly sink into the right palm and then push off, lift the right palm or lower your left palm down. Draw the pubic bone towards your ribs, begin lifting your hips, engage the glutes, push the balls of the feet and the knees into the floor, stretch through the front line of the body. And exhale, lower the hips down, circle the right arm all the way to the left. You can compress a little towards the thigh, lengthen, bring the both palms down to the floor, extend through the arms, and now lift the hips and move to the front, finding yourself in your half plank. Uncurl the toes, you can gently tap the toes, the feet into the mat. From here, keep your back straight and you're moving back. And now draw the pubic bone towards ribs around your back and observe how your lower back, middle back, upper back feels. Move to the front, return to neutral. Keep ripping the mat apart gently, send the hips back, and as you scoop the pubic bone towards ribs, observe how easy it is for you to do this movement. You can stay here and try to do it a couple of times. Curl under, and now lengthen through the sit bones back, and again tailbone curling under, and observe how smooth this movement is. And now one more time, curl under and move to the front around your back. Push your shin bones into the mat, press the palms into the mat, stay rounded, and then you're moving to the front, sinking your hips back and stretch through the front of the body. Now you can do gentle twists with the hips here, stretching through the left side. You can even lift through the crown of the head up to the sitting and gently return. And as you lift, try not to sink in the lower back. Draw the pubic bone towards the ribs, connect to your core, and now through the right side. And now lift through the tip of the right ear up to the sitting. Draw the pubic bone towards the ribs and lift. And from here, begin moving in a circular motion, waking up your hips. Your glutes. And reversing the movement. And now find your tabletop and do the same thing with your spine. Lengthen through the right side. And now shift a little back and then through the left. And you can play with different direction. Observing how easy it is for you to move this way. When you're ready, curl the toes, press the palms into the mat, roll the biceps out. Lift the knees gently and reach your chest towards the thighs and try to lengthen through the sit bones first and then compress the belly to the thighs. Observe how it feels. And now keep reaching the heels back and maybe you can lower the knees down as if you're going into child's pose, but then lift and extend halfway. Lower and lift. Observe how it feels in your thighs. Push through the balls of the feet and down. Push and lift. Maybe you will feel your hamstrings also working. Extend and down. And now extend all the way. Walk your legs here. You can soften through the knees and shake, shake, shake. Feel the vibration in your thighs, in your glutes, inner thighs, your hamstrings. And exhale, return to your downward dog. Walk the legs here. And now bring the tops of the feet to the floor. You can curl the mat if you wish. If you need extra cushion, curl the mat. And you will feel more comfortable, soften through the knees, sink your chest to the floor, to the thighs, and then extend the legs. And now bend and extend, bend and extend, and focus on centering the sit bones up to the sitting. And slowly extend and uncurl the toes, walk the legs. Very slowly send the gaze to the front, exhale, step, walk or jump to the front of the mat. Inhaling, lifting your chest halfway up. And exhale, slowly tuck the chin, rounding the back of your neck. And now keep rounding through the upper back and draw the pubic bone towards ribs so you feel your whole back rounding. And you reach your forehead towards the knees, towards the legs. Stay rounded. And now inhale, begin diving in. Reach the nose to the shin bones and the floor as if you're trying to dive out of water. Forward and up. And exhale, you're rolling down again. And you allow the lower back to round. Reach the crown of the head towards the knees. And now down compressing the belly to the thighs. You can soften through the knees if needed. Lift and exhale one more time, tucking the chin, rounding your upper back, middle back, lower back. Draw the pubic bone towards the ribs, reach your forehead towards the thighs, and then dive and lift, send the sit bones back. You can shift forward to the balls of the feet and walk the legs here. Observe the sensations. Open your feet a little wider and toes inward, and now bend the knees and slowly extend. Bend and extend, bend, extend, bend, extend. You can pause for 2, 1, 2, and extend, and observe where you feel it. 1, 2, extend, 1, 2, extend. Bring your feet back to neutral. Inhale and exhale. Draw the pubic bone towards the ribs and slowly keep your knees soft if needed, rising up, staking your vertebrae one on top of the other and connecting to the sensations in the back of the body. Align the crown of the head over the spine, shoulders over the hips, knees over the ankles, and your diaphragm stacked, your rib cage stacked over the hips, and diaphragm over the pelvic floor. And then we can have proper breath. When you're ready, inhale, lift the arms up through the sides. You can bring the palms together and point the index fingers. First, try to send your arms behind the ears without getting into a back bend. You can soften through the elbows, send the shoulders back and down, and then extend the arms. Observe how it feels. You can do gentle pulses back. Just make sure you don't feel compression in the shoulders. If you are very flexible and you go all the way back and then you're still trying to push, you will be pushing into the joint. So be mindful, back off. Focus on what's happening in the front of the body. Focus on the length. And then you can soften through the knees. From here, lift the heels. Pause here for a moment. And lower. Lift and lengthen through the fingertips. And lower. Lift. And draw. Lower one more time. Lift. Keep reaching the fingertips up. And you can try to do little pulses or just pause. Connect to your core. Keep your back straight. And now lower the heels down and begin getting into a back bend. You can soften through the knees first. Lift the sternum up. Send your shoulders, your arms, and then your head back. And as if you're reaching the back of your skull towards the sacrum. Allow yourself to back bend in the middle back. And then you can extend the legs a little more. Stretch through the front of the hips. And exhale, send the gaze up and to the front. The chin is following you. The shoulders are stacking and the pubic bone is reaching towards the ribs. And you lengthen through the lower back. And then you begin folding down. Exhale, lower the palms down and shake your arms. Allow your arms, your shoulders to relax. You can gently swing from side to side. And now inhale and exhale, slowly curl up, roll up halfway, up, and exhale down. Up, inhale, exhale down. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze to the front, press the palms into the mat. And now step your right foot back, sink the hips, lift through the front of the body, and send your right heel all the way back. Stretch through the front of the right hip, and try not to externally rotate the hip. Keep the hip squared. Step your left foot back to plank. Pass the knees to the floor. 1, 2, extend. 1, 2, extend. 1, 2, extend. And now step your right foot to the front. You have to compress the thigh to the belly. Keep your left heel reaching to the back and sink the hips. Stretch through the front. Observe how it feels at the front of the left hip, keeping your hip squared. Press through the ball of the left foot into the mat. And now step your left foot back to plank. Connect to your core and tap the knees to the floor. Squeeze your inner thighs gently. 2, extend. 1, 2, extend. 1, 2, extend. Soften through the knees, reach your belly to the thighs. Pulse. 1, 2, and jump to the front of the mat. Inhaling, lifting your chest halfway up. Exhaling, diving down, compress the belly to the thighs, and then around your neck, tuck the chin, around your upper back, middle back, lower back, moving up, and then lengthening at a 90-degree angle, and again compressing, and then wave up, and then lengthen, compressing, and wave down, and then rolling up all the way as you exhale, staking your shoulders over the hips. Reach your right arm up, flex the palm, rotate the palm up to the seating, root your right foot into the mat, stretch through the side of the body, and you can do gentle pulses to the right side and up through the left. And return. Inhale, lift the arms up. You can bend the arms 90 degrees. Soften through the knees. Inhale, lift the sternum up and send the shoulders back. Widen through the collarbones and push the forearms to opposite directions. Observe how it feels. And maybe you can send your shoulders even more back. Squeeze the shoulder blades gently and send your head back. And now slowly extend the arms, rotate the palms up to the seating, send them back, and then extend the legs, stretch through the front of the body. Exhale, gaze is going to the front, head is following, arms are following, shoulders following, and the hips are going to neutral, gently lengthen through the front of the pubic bone towards the ribs. Exhale, then begin hinging halfway. Pausing for a moment, and reach your right palm towards the left ankle, and return. Left, and return. Left, and return. And now switch right to left to the right, and return. 2 and 3. Inhale and exhale. You can open your arms out through the sides, reach the palms to the back. You can soften through the knees, reach the knuckles up, and exhale, reach your belly towards the thighs, stretch through the glutes. You can pulse the hips up to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now lower the palms down. Step your right foot all the way back and sink the hips. Keep the front knee bent. Reach your right heel back. Observe how it feels. Lift through the heart. And now lower your right knee down. Send your right arm all the way back. And now draw the pubic bone towards the ribs. Lift your left arm up and shift your hips forward. Observe how it feels through the front of the body. Exhale, returning back, and now frame your front foot, lift the toes, press the heel into the mat, roll the foot left and right, left and right, left and right, return to neutral, and now bend the knee, lift your right knee and extend the leg, extend the left leg, fold over the left thigh, and now bend the left knee, lift through the heart, and exhale, extend the left and bend the right. Switch. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now tap the left knee to the floor. 1, 2, push through the ball of the foot to extend. 3, 4, and 5, and now press your right palms into the mat. Keep your left knee bent, lift your left toes and drag the left heel in, and now lift it up all the way to the ceiling. Externally rotate the hip, and now bend the knee, shift your shoulders forward, finding your wild thing. Lift the hips up and exhaling, returning Extend the leg up and exhale down. You can move your spine here from side to side, stretch through the sides of the body, making gentle circles, waves. Making the moves that make you feel good. You can lift through the heels, begin rounding your back, moving almost into plank, and then slowly roll the biceps out and stretch through the front leg, going into a back bend, shifting your hips back, and then again rounding your lower back, middle back, upper back, and then back. And just turning back into your downward dog. Inhale, send the gaze to the front. Exhale, step, walk, or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift your chest halfway up. Exhale, bend the left knee, keep your right leg straight. Twist to the right side, reach your right arm up. Exhale down, switch sides, inhale, and twist to the left. Gaze up. Inhale and exhale, back and down. Slowly return to neutral, walk the legs here. Inhale and exhale, draw the pubic bone towards the ribs, rib the mat apart with the feet. Observe how it feels when you roll up. And rising up to standing, crown of the head over the spine. Observing the sensations. Now with your left palm, grab your right arm and just twist the tissue from side to side. And now begin rubbing the skin, the tissue from the center to the right side, to the right shoulder. Observe how it feels. All the way to the shoulder from the chest. And you can close your eyes and observe if there are any differences between the left and right sides. And I'll do the same thing on the left. You can start twisting the tissue. You can rotate the arm and also the tissue. Allow the fingers to melt and then move from side to side. And now from the shoulder and all the way from the center of the chest all the way to the left. You can use knuckles, melt and move. And from the chest all the way to the shoulder. And now soften and lower and observe if both sides feel equal now. Maybe you feel a little bit more open in the chest. When you're ready, lift the arms up through the sides. You can bend the elbows 90 degrees, bend the knees and find your back bend. Stretch through the front of the body, open the heart, extend the legs when you're ready, and reach your arms back. And you can shift your shoulders back as you shift your hips slightly forward. Inhale, rising up, and exhaling, lowering down halfway. Try to get rid of the extreme arch in your lower back. Keep it neutral, and then fold down. Soften through the knees. Inhale, lift your chest halfway up. Inhale, step your left foot all the way back. Inhale and exhale, lower your left knee down. And now walk the palms all the way to the left, and now draw the pubic bone towards the ribs, so you begin getting into a back bend. You can use the block under the left palm, and now slowly drag the floor in towards you with the right foot. So you push the foot into the mat, and as if you're trying to pull the mat to the back, and you press your right arm up to the ceiling and reach it back. Stretch through the front of the left hip, press your left shin bone into the mat. Inhale and exhale very slowly. Circle the right arm to the left, returning to the floor. And now send the hips back, lengthen through the spine and lift your right toes. Soften through the right knee and move the foot out and in back to center. Keeping both legs active and inward, and observe how it feels and where you feel it, and begin adding circles, and keep gently pressing your right heel into the mat. And now slowly lower the foot down, curl your left toes, lift the knee and fold over the right thigh. Observe the sensations. Now bend the right knee, inhale, and exhale. As you extend the right, bend the left and switch. Breathe. Press through the ball of the right foot into the mat. Extend your right leg, bend the left knee, and pass the knee to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your hips squared. 5. Now keep your left knee bent. Lift your right toes. Press the palms into the mat. You can stay on the fingertips and drag your right heel in. Compress the thigh to the belly. Pull your thigh bone in. And now lift your right leg all the way up. Externally rotate the hip. Bend the knee. Lift the knee. And now shift your shoulders forward. Lower the foot down. Wild in pose. Stretch through the front of the body. Exhaling, slowly returning, transitioning into one-legged plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, shift your hips back and up. Downward dog. You can pause here, you can rest in your child's pose, you can play with your waves. You can lift the hips around your back, move to the front, and as you sink the hips, focus on stretching through the pelvis, through the belly, your chest, your throat. And exhale, reverse. Tuck the chin, roll the biceps in, push the floor away from you, round your upper back, middle back, lower back, and back. One more time, move up, rounding, moving into your upward dog. And exhaling, reversing. And now we are moving again. You're rounding, moving into plank, then upward dog. And from here, you soften through the elbows and knees and shift your hips back into downward dog squat. And as you extend the legs, you move right away into your wave. Sink the hips, lift through the heart. Exhale, bend the knees. And observe. And now extend the legs, lift the heels. And now find you a little wave. So you move and start puffing up your upper back, your lower back, as if you're going into plank. And then slowly you can soften through the knees, send the sit bones back and up. Find your gentle arch. And then direct the heels to the floor. And then lift. Or you can make your own moves that make you feel good. Couple of more times. You can play with moves from side to side with the hips and adding waves in this direction. And maybe they are not going to be pretty. Maybe you will feel like you look awkward, and that's okay. Nobody is watching you. You can sink into one shoulder and lift the opposite, and then reverse. And now extend your arms to opposite sides, rotate the fingertips to opposite directions, and thumbs are gazing to the front. You feel the knuckles in the floor, and now soften through the elbows and soften through the knees, and feel your shoulders squeezed. You can move from side to side. Extend one arm, and then center the other, and then you can do little waves here. And now puff up in the center and then squeeze, and then you can add movement with the hips, extending your legs and bending, just making the moves that make you feel really good. And now slowly roll the biceps out, lower the knees down, shift your hips back and stay rounded, glide the palms in towards you, sitting on your knees. Relaxing your wrists. And now slowly begin rising up, sitting up tall. And now lift the hips. You can hinge halfway. Draw the pubic bone towards ribs and rise up, staking your vertebrae one on top of the other, crown of the head over the spine. Inhale, lift your arms up, and exhale through the sides. You send the hips back, and now draw the pubic bone towards ribs, around your lower back, middle back, upper back, rising up. And again, through the sides, you send the hips back, and now send your arms to the front. Draw the pubic bone towards ribs. You're rising up, and observe how easy or difficult this move works for you, feels for you today. Draw the pubic bone towards ribs. Press the shin bones into the mat, rising up, and now bring the palms to the floor into your tabletop. Send the hips back. Draw the pubic bone towards ribs, around, and move to the front. Send the hips back, round, and move to the front. One more time, back around, and move to the front. So now lift the knees, curl the toes, find your downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up, step it to the front of the mat, keep your back heel lifted, and rise up into your high lunge. Lift your arms up. And now extend slowly lift the sternum up, widen through the collarbones. You can push your forearms into opposite directions. Inhale and exhale. Slowly begin extending your arms. You can rotate the palms up towards one another, up to the ceiling. And now draw the fingers up and forward. And your chin, your gaze is following to the front and down to the floor. You're stretching through the back of your neck. You feel rounding in your middle back, lower back, and you extend your front leg and draw the pubic bone towards the ribs. Observe how it feels. And now slowly begin bending your front knee, reaching the fingers to the front, and now lifting up and finding your back bend. Lift through the heart. And exhale, extend the arms, draw the fingers to the front. Your gaze is following from the ceiling to the front wall to the floor. You'll lengthen through the back of the neck, rounding your back, and push your right foot into the mat. Extend the leg, square the hips, soften through the knee. Round your back and keep reaching down, 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 down to the floor, and fold over the right thigh. And you can use the block under the palms or keep them on the floor. Try to lift through the heart and exhale round. Lift, exhale round, lift, exhale round. As you lift and send the sit bones back, observe lengthening here in your glute, as if you're doing your little cats and cows. And now slowly you can wiggle your left foot all the way back, press the left palm into the mat, lift your right arm up, rotate your right toes to the side and sink the hips, lengthen through the crown of the head, press the feet into the mat, stretch, exhale down, inhale, lift, exhale down, slowly return, step your right foot back to plank, chaturanga, inhale, upward dog, and exhale, shift your hips back and up, downward dog. Step your left foot to the front of the mat, keep your back heel lifted, slowly rising up, send the heel back, And find your back bend. You can extend the arms and now bend the elbows. And as you sink the hips lower, draw the pubic bone towards the ribs. Lift the sternum up and send your shoulders back. Push your forearms into opposite directions. Press the feet into the mat. And now slowly extend the arms. Gaze is moving from the ceiling to the front wall and then to the floor. The chin is tucking, you stretching the back of your neck. The fingers are moving to the front, you're lengthening through the whole back line, and you're extending your front leg and drawing the pubic bone towards the ribs. Very challenging for the balance. Push your right heel back, it's gonna help you. And now slowly you're bending your front knee, and then you lean the shoulders forward, and then up, lifting through the heart. You can try to do all of this with the back knee on the floor. Inhale. And slowly extend the arms. The gaze is moving from the ceiling to the front wall and then to the floor. The chin is tucking. You stretch the back and you're reaching the fingertips to the front, rounding your back. Draw the pubic bone towards the ribs. Push your left foot into the mat. Extend the legs. And now slowly sink all the way towards the left thigh. Soften through the left knee. Square the hips. Send your left heel back. And now from here, lift the chest. You can soften through the knee. And as you lift the chest, you send the sit bones back and it's lengthening your whole back and a little bit off the side of your left glute. Lift. And now exhale, draw the pubic bone towards ribs and round, straighten the leg even more. Lift and press through the ball of the left foot. Observe how it feels. Push the foot into the mat to round and now drag the foot in towards you to lift. Round and lift. Round and lift. Round and lift. Press the right palm into the mat, rotate the left toes to the left and sink your right heel down. Reach your left arm to the front. Push the feet into the mat, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Lift, exhale, lower. Lift, exhale, lower. Rotate your left toes to the front. Step your left foot back to plank. Walk the legs here. Bend the knees. Pass the hips back. 1, 2. And now extend and round your back. Send the hips back. 1, 2. And now extend, rounded plank. Reverse. 1, 2. And now extend, rounded plank. And then you can allow yourself to sink and stretch through the front of the body and rip the mat apart. And exhale, roll the biceps in, tighten the chin, push the floor away from you, rounding your back. And now lower the knees down into your child's pose. And from the child's pose, lift the hips and scoop the pubic bone towards ribs around your lower back, middle back, upper back, moving to the front, and now stretching through the front of the body. Exhale, tuck the chin, roll the biceps in, push the floor away from you, round, stay rounded, and move back. Breathe. Lengthen through the right side and move the fingers all the way to the left. Inhale and exhale, return to center, lengthen through the left and walk the palms to the right. Return to center and you can open your palms wide and start moving your chest from side to side. And little by little, lifting, you can lift the base of the wrist to your fingertips and start lifting your chest higher and higher. Above the thighs. Rising up. Connecting to the sensations. And now you can add a little circles here, sending your spine back, side, front. Observing how smooth you feel in this move. And now slowly bring the knees together, bring the palms to the heart, and take a moment to be grateful for everything you were able to accomplish in this practice. For all the new energy you were able to cultivate. Stay here for a little bit, connecting to your breath. Thank you guys for joining me for this fun flow. I hope you enjoyed the sequence. You found new ways to move your spine, to release your back. So your whole body is awakened. Your spine has explored new dimensions. Your back muscles are released and you feel energized after this practice from the back bends. Please share in the comments below how you feel. Make sure to share with your friends, press the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and until we practice again, namaste.